I'm not saying don't sleep. Sleep as much as you can. I'm not saying that you can work physical labor all hours of the day without rest. You need rest, and sometimes you need mental rest, which is different than physical rest. And that's okay. So if you need, and I'm gonna put need in quotes here, if your way of unplugging is watching Netflix, cool. If your way of unplugging is gardening, cool. If your way of unplugging is working out, cool. Do what works for you. But fundamentally, the goal is to increase total net output over the longest period of time. And so it's not about, okay, I'm gonna work 24 hours straight. Well, you're actually gonna take from tomorrow, so your net output over 2 days is gonna be much worse. And so it's really balancing that, and I learned that much later in life, I was able to get significantly more out of myself working 7 days a week and working 10 hours, 12 hours on those days, rather than working, call it 18 every day. That was for me a little bit too much. Now, I have had seasons where I call it 3 shifts. So basically I work 6 to noon, noon to 6, and then I work 6 to basically sleep time when I get back home. I only usually have to go into that gear probably once a year for maybe 6 weeks to 8 weeks is when I have to go into the 3rd shift. But most of the times I can pretty much sustain 12 hours of work a day kind of indefinitely. I bring this up to kind of set the bar for at least where I'm at, so maybe you have some sort of benchmark. But if you're wanting to get ahead, I can promise you working less is probably not the way to do it, especially when you don't have as many skills. Because the fewer skills that you have, the more labor or volume you have to compensate with in order to make up for the ineffectiveness per unit of time you work. And so in the beginning is when you actually have to work the most, but in the end is when you want to work the most because of how much more you're getting for it.